What can you see that's bad? Just my look? Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Grace Helbig. If you did not know, now you know your life is different now. Father's Day is upon us, which means time for all that weird, buried, emotional to come smack the fan. Father's Day is this Sunday. If you didn't remember, you're welcome. And if you did remember, I'm sorry. This is kind of a bad way to intro this, but yeah, hey, you know, you win some, you lose some. Says every dad when their child is born. Every year, I think, give or take, I try to make a video in which I give you some inspiration on creating gifts for your father for Father's Day. And this year is no exception, except this is just basically a cooking video that can be also packaged as a gift to your dad. We're cooking bread that has beer and wieners in it. Basically exactly how your mom got pregnant. Honestly, that's the only reason that this video is happening, for that singular joke, so. Worth it. I've seen a ton of recipes online in which you can make bread with beer, substituting the yeast. And if I can substitute any food for an alcohol, I'm going to do that. Also this year for Father's Day, and like to my dad or my stepdad that's watching this video, stop watching right now. You guys don't know how to use computers, so you won't be watching this video. I got my dad a Beer of the Month Club yearly subscription. I got my stepdad a Steak of the Month Club yearly subscription, so I thought that I would combine those two things in this potential Father's Day meal. It's like the dad equivalent of an edible arrangement. We're making bread with beer and we're putting some wieners in it. I gotta wash my hands and then take a shot of tequila because alcohol eliminates bacteria. I'm using a recipe called Quick Beer Bread from glitterandgoulash.com. Basically, when I Pinterest beer bread recipe, this is one of the most popular ones that came up. I'm gonna use this recipe as like a foundation, and then I'm gonna modify it a little bit. Kind of how dads make their children. I'm going to make a child, but based on my persona, I'm gonna modify the way it operates in the world with others. Cool. We have to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Is the microphone on? Okay, because I really want you to listen to me. That was my impression of my dad. Okay. Generously grease a loaf pan. We should wash this, is what every hair and makeup team says about me every time they have to do my hair and makeup for an event. Hey! So now we have to generously grease this loaf pan. If there's anyone that knows anything about a generous grease, it's a girl from New Jersey. Let's do this. This is the way my mom taught me how to grease any baking pans when I was growing up. You take a paper towel and a bunch of butter grease, and then you just like smear it in there. We've generously greased. We should get STD checked. But hey, every Jersey girl knows that ignorance is woohoo! Now we're gonna get a bowl and we're gonna add 3 cups of flour. Great. They're probably not clean if they stick together when you pick up only one. A 4th cup of granulated sugar. Beautiful. A tablespoon of baking powder. That's what my dad thinks I sound like when I explain anything YouTube related to him. Lol lol lol. A teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now we whisk all of our dry ingredients together. Important. Then we need a 1/2 stick of butter melted, which doesn't necessarily work because I decided to try and go healthy and get Smart Balance in a tub. So it's not in stick form. But you know what was in stick form? Your dad when he does seem like 1/2 stick. Okay. You look like vanilla ice cream. Don't do this to me. Ooh, you're super melted. Okay, now we're gonna add I've forgotten the ingredients. Doy. A 12-ounce bottle or can of beer. Do cans come in 12 ounces? No one knows. I'm using Stella Artois. 1, because it's one of my dad's favorite beers, and 2, I like to think that the name of this is actually someone with a speech impediment saying stellar author, which I am. I have 2 books available if you did not know. Just some very casual but, you know, intimidatingly wonderful self-help guides called Grace's Guide, The Art of Pretending to be a Grown-Up, and Grace in Style, The Art of Pretending You Have It. And oh my God, Organic Transition. You can listen to these amazing self-help books that I've written. I team up with Audible all the time, as you know if you have watched my videos for a while. If you haven't, you're dead to me, but hi, you're resurrected. Welcome back. I hope you continue to stay with us. Audible is an amazing website for audiobooks. Both of my audiobooks are available on their website, as well as other books like I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons, written and vocally narrated by Kevin Hart. Wow! We all know that the eyesight in good old dad is getting bad. So go to audible.com/Grace and he will be glad. Or mad. So get your free audiobook for yourself or your father with your free 30-day trial by going to audible.com/Grace. Back to our wiener bread. Let's do this. We need to take a 12-ounce bottle of beer, put it into our dry ingredients and whisk it together. No. My dad would be so embarrassed. No. Why? My dad would be so embarrassed. Okay. Basketball. My dad's back on board. So I just want to make sure this isn't poison. It's not poison. I mean, it is poison. Okay, this goes in. This is acting as our yeast in our bread. Just, for science. This seems incorrect. So we just mix this up. How do we do this? Oh, we stir with a wooden spoon. Oh, this metal whisk is the opposite of a wooden spoon. Dad, this was a purposeful joke, not an accidental idiot moment. Wooden spoon. Okay, we stir this with a wooden spoon until it's just combined. We don't want to over combine it. Can you guys see that? I'm a cinematographer, Dad. Whoa, this is actually like maybe bread. Okay. Oh, we need to get our melted butter now. Remember that, friend? Pour half the melted butter into the greased loaf pan. Boom, boom, boom. Then we add our batter. Okay, so it feels a little off. It feels like batter in a soup of butter, and we're supposed to pour the other half of the melted butter on top, but hey, we did it. Bad choices are what led to all of us being alive, so who am I to judge this recipe right now? Then this beer bread recipe says that we bake it in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. But before we do that, this is where my modifications come in. I'm gonna add a couple wieners. We're just gonna put some hot dog wieners inside this bread loaf. That's what your dad said to your mom. I want them to be a surprise. I don't wanna cut them. I'm putting them in full size. Everyone thinks that they're going in full size. Oh, my brand deals are all gone. We're gonna do 3. Now we're putting our wiener bread into the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. Again, didn't plan this correctly. That's what your dad said when you get it. Wait, oh, my bread's done. The loaf has finished. That's what your mom said the night. It looks like bread. This is our loaf. It looks slightly golden brown, but I feel like I might need to put it in for longer. The other bread beer recipe that I read up on put this aged cheddar cheese Kerrygold on it, so I'm gonna put some cheese on top. What great dad doesn't have a layer of cheese to him? This smells great, is what no one ever said about their dad ever. Okay, let's shred this on top. Oh god. This might be really good, and I'm really nervous about doing well because I know I can't consistently maintain that. No daddy issues there. I love my dad. Honestly, genuinely. We put maybe too much cheese on this. We're gonna put it back into the oven for a few more minutes just to see if it I don't know. Let's let our bread rest. Okay, the loaf is not hot anymore. What your parents might say right before you find out they're getting a divorce. So let's try, wait, what am I calling this? Dad bread? No. Meatloaf? No. Wiener loaf? The bread wiener. Because dads always want to be the breadwieners. Oh my. I might have made just one giant corn dog. This looks incredible. Let's taste it. Yeah, everything is good about this, okay? It's a little gummy, which is not an adjective you want to use for bread, but it's really good. You know you might have needed to cook it more if you get tired swallowing. But there we go. We made a very, very elegant Father's Day snack. We put some wieners in a hot, cheesy loaf. If you guys make this at home, which I encourage you to do, let me know by tagging me in photos on Instagram or on Twitter, and follow me on all my social media platforms, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on the notifications because I make videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And as you know, sometimes not those days only, and sometimes... Anyway, I don't know. Let me hold it with my dominant hand. No, okay. This is why I don't do thumbnails well. God dang it. My dad refused to buy me Barbie dolls growing up, and I really wanted Barbie dolls growing up because I was raised with all brothers, so I just wanted some sort of feminine energy. So the only Barbie doll my dad ever bought for me was Native American Barbie, and she was beautiful, but she was on a pedestal and you couldn't play with her, so you just had to admire her from afar. I think that's why I am the way I am today. People can't get close to me. No one knows for sure though why.